Debian versus LMDE. Which one should you choose? Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a detailed comparison between two rock-solid Linux distributions, pure Debian and LMDE. That's Linux Mint Debian Edition. If you are looking for a stable, reliable system for daily use, both are excellent choices, but they serve slightly different needs. Whether you are a beginner transitioning from Windows, an intermediate user, or someone who values long-term stability, this video will help you decide which one fits your workflow best. So, what is Debian? Debian is one of the oldest and most respected Linux distributions, often called the mother of many other distros. It's famous for its incredible stability, strict testing processes, and commitment to free software principles. Key characteristics of Debian. It's based on its own rock-solid repositories. It releases roughly every 2 years. Debian 12 Bookworm is a recent stable version, with Debian 13 Trixie following. Extremely conservative, with software versions. Packages are thoroughly tested for reliability rather than being the absolute newest. Minimalist installation by default. You get exactly what you need, nothing more. Supports a wide variety of desktop environments. GNOME, KDE Plasma, XFCE, Cinnamon, etc. But you usually install and configure them yourself. Debian is ideal for servers, production environments, and users who want maximum control and minimal surprises. Now, what is LMDE? LMDE stands for Linux Mint Debian Edition. It's an official edition of Linux Mint. But instead of being based on Ubuntu like the main Linux Mint release, it's built directly on Debian stable. The Linux Mint team created LMDE as a backup plan, ensuring that if anything ever happened with Ubuntu, they could continue delivering the familiar Mint user experience on a pure Debian foundation. Now, about the key characteristics of LMDE. Its same polished Cinnamon desktop or other editions as regular Linux Mint. It comes with Mint's own tools pre-installed, like Update Manager, Software Manager, Driver Manager, in some cases, Timeshift, and other user-friendly utilities. It's based on Debian stable, so it inherits the same core stability. It's slightly more curated software selection and easier out-of-the-box experience. Current versions as of now is LMDE 6 FEA is based on Debian 12 and LMDE 7 Gigi is the newer release. So here is the side-by-side comparison. First, about the stability and update philosophy. Both are extremely stable because they use Debian stable as the base. Debian tends to be the purest and most conservative. LMDE receives the same Debian base but adds Mint's tested Cinnamon updates and tools. Updates are generally smooth and infrequent, which many users love. Now, about the user-friendliness. First, the Debian. More hands-on. Installation is straightforward but minimal. You'll often configure things manually, like drivers, codecs, etc. Now, LMDE. It's significantly more beginner-friendly. It comes with the multimedia codecs, a polished desktop, and intuitive graphic tools right from the start. It's perfect if you want Debian stability without the setup hassle. Now, number 3, desktop experience. First, the Debian. You choose and install your desktop environment. Cinnamon on pure Debian works well but lacks some of Mint's customization and applets. Now, LMDE. It delivers a refined, out-of-the-box Cinnamon experience with Mint's signature look, themes, and productivity tools. Now, number 4, hardware support and software availability. Both have excellent long-term support. Ubuntu-based Mint sometimes has slightly newer hardware drivers and kernels via Ubuntu's hardware enablement stack. LMDE or Debian may require a bit more manual work for very new hardware, but backports and non-free repositories handle most cases well. Now, about the software. Both use apt. LMDE includes Mint Software Manager, which makes discovering Flatpaks and .deb packages easier. Now, number 5, which is performance. Pure Debian is often described as slightly lighter since it ships with fewer pre-installed tools. LMDE is still very efficient, especially on modern hardware. The difference is usually negligible for everyday use. Now, number 6, community and support. Debian has a massive, dedicated community and excellent documentation. LMDE benefits from both the Debian and Linux Mint communities. The Mint forums are particularly welcoming for new users. Now, about the pros and cons. First, Debian pros. It has ultimate control and customization. It's extremely reliable for servers or critical workloads. It's pure experience without any extras. It's large package repositories with strong security focus. Now, Debian cons. Steeper learning curve for beginners. It's more manual configuration required after installation. Older software versions by design. Now, about the LMDE pros. It's best of both worlds. Debian stability plus Mint's polish. It's excellent for daily desktop use. It's easier for Windows refugees. Regular Cinnamon improvements from the Mint team. Now, about the LMDE cons. It's slightly more opinionated than pure Debian. Smaller user base compared to mainline Mint or Debian. A few Mint specific tools that some advanced users might remove. So, who should choose which distro? Choose pure Debian if you love tinkering and want full control. If you are setting up a server. If you prefer a completely vanilla Linux experience. If you are comfortable with the command line. Now, choose LMDE if you want Debian stability with a beautiful, ready-to-use desktop. Or you are coming from Windows or want something more approachable. Or if you like the Linux Mint workflow but prefer a non-Ubuntu base. And also, if you value productivity tools and a polished experience out of the box. Now, final thoughts. Both Debian and LMDE are outstanding choices that prioritize stability over bleeding edge features. LMDE essentially gives you Debian with training wheels and polish. Wheels that are easy to remove if you want to go more minimal later. My personal recommendation for most desktop users. Start with the LMDE. It offers an incredibly smooth experience while staying true to Debian's rock-solid foundation. If you enjoy the process of building your system from the ground up, Go with the pure Debian and install Cinnamon yourself. So, what do you think? Have you tried both? Drop your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. In future videos, we'll do installation guides, performance tests, and more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious and keep learning.